Hey, good morning. How's everyone going doing today? Let me see here. All right. I can hear myself, which is a good thing. So, how do y'all like my new video banner? I accidentally created that monstrosity this morning. And if I can figure out a way of making that my avatar in a much smaller uh space, I'm going to do it. I don't know if they're going if StreamYards allows this or not, but I like my mushroom cloud being like this right now. Hey, Tyre, what do you think of my attempts here at making a new movable avatar or a animated avatar here? What do you think of that mess? Yep. I'm going to try to see if there's a way I can make this my actual avatar, not just something setting up on top of the screen like that. Um, because I can actually, let's see here, where is it? There we go. Oh, my. Okay, why am I not presenting up on the screen now? If this isn't interesting. There. Okay. I wonder if I did something here that. Oh, I'm invisible. Oh, I wonder if I what I did here to. I done something. I done something here that is really weird, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to figure it out. See if I can figure out if I did something because I really don't know because my picture's not showing up there. So I don't know what's going on that my picture's not appearing up there. But yeah, am I, let's see here. I'm trying to figure out if y'all can hear me or not. Yeah, y'all can hear me. But my avatar is just not popping up there. Whoa. Do a little. Okay, there he is. Huh. Oh, I know what happened. I think I know what happened. And let me, where is it? There we go. Show that. There we go. Now I got things back the way they're supposed to be. All right. Okay. At least now y'all can see my pictures here, that the stuff I want to show. Um, I'm- I want to start. I'm a little pissed off at our Congress, at our House. And this is exactly why. Whoops. Where'd the picture go? Okay. Where did the picture go? Anyway, oh, did I accidentally close it? Yes, I did. I accidentally closed it, didn't I? No, I didn't. There it is. I just put it in the wrong place. As y'all can tell, I'm very organized this morning there. All right. This is what pissed me off. When they passed the Ukraine bill, all the Democrats started waving Ukrainian flags. There's only one person that said anything at the moment. Well, two people, but one person in particular that said anything at the moment that she got a little bit of glory from me. All right, and I'm going to give her some credit here right now. I'm going to make sure the audio's there.
On this vote, the ayes are 311 and the nays.
I'm going to I'll commentary here first. Some lawmakers wave. No, Democrat lawmakers wave. Democrat. From everything I've been able to find, no Republicans waved the Ukrainian flags. It was all Democrats. Now, if I'm wrong, if somebody can find me something that shows some Republicans waving the flags, then I'll be more glad to piss on them too. But right now, I'm just pissing on the Democrats.
Ayes are 112. The bill is passed. Oh, one voting present. I missed it, but thank you. Okay.
All right, here's the Republican side. Here's the Democrat side. Look at all these dumbass Democrats waving flags of surrender, waving the Ukrainian flag. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the flags of surrender. Every one of those bastards needs to be removed from office. Every single one of them. Every one of them needs to be brought up on charges. Every one of them needs to have House Ethics Committee violations filed against them for doing this. Every stinking one of them.
The House will be in order. The House will be in order. The chair would remind my colleagues to observe proper decorum. Flag waving on the floor is not appropriate. The House will be in order. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Now, why didn't he call out Hakeem Jeffries here and tell him to get his people under control? Honestly, that's what he should have done. He should have called out Hakeem Jeffries by name and told him to get his people under control.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Florida rise? I said, no. The gentlewoman from Florida.
I hope y'all heard what she just said. Let me back this up. What Anna Paulina Luna just said.
Florida. The gentlewoman is not recognized. Colleagues, no, I'm going to. The House will be in order. All members are reminded to observe decorum. Speakers Speakers are reminded to address the chair, and pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is the vote on the passage of H.R. 8034, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. The clerk will.
Those Democrats waved the flag of surrender there. That's just my opinion. Now, a little later on, and Jeffrey's here, or Johnson rather, he did not. He did a little bit, but let's listen to what this idiot has to say.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. The House has worked its will. These are not normal times here in the House or around the world, as we all know. And we had a disturbance here on the House floor just a bit ago. I just want to say simply what I think most people around the country understand and agree. We should only wave one flag on the House floor. And I think we know which flag that is. I said these are not normal times. They're not.
Why do you say, why didn't you say, and we all know it should be the American flag? Why pussyfoot around it, Johnson? Why pussyfoot around it? Only the American flag should be waved. Now, Tyre, I'm not happy with Johnson. Okay, up there. My personal preference, I think I'd rather have Jim Jordan there. But if he had him there, then he couldn't be committee head like he is over there on the others in the other committees. So, in the long run, it's best having him over where he's at, having Jordan where he's at. But definitely need somebody with bigger balls and a spine than what Johnson's got. And Johnson had a moment here where he could have called him out for waving that Ukrainian flag and not waving the American flag, and specify it was the American flag that he should have waved. But no, he didn't. He did not do it. And that just irritates the hell out of me that he didn't do that. And see, once again, Speaker Johnson condemns lawmakers. It should have been Democrats waving Ukraine flags, because this leaves it up saying that, well, the Republicans were waving them too. Once again, if somebody can show me somewhere where there were Republicans waving those Ukrainian flags, then I'll condemn them just as harshly as I'm condemning the Democrats. But I haven't found any photos or videos of Republicans waving Ukrainian flags after this happened. This is just, it's absolute nonsense that this happened. And I refuse to believe that Johnson didn't know that it was going to happen. House Dems slammed for waving Ukrainian flag in U.S. House. Disgusting. House Democrats come under fire for waving the Ukrainian flag. This here, of course, is a Fox News article. Ukrainian flags fly in the chamber of the United States House of Representatives as they vote to send more of your hard-earned money to corrupt foreign regimes, Senator Rand Paul said in the Post Saturday. And just like that, they shout, Ukraine, Ukraine, while happily working to secure Ukraine's borders, not ours. I'm thoroughly disgusted. Paul's post came after the House approved the spending package that will send $60 billion to Ukraine to aid its defense against Russia's invasion, part of the overall $95 billion in foreign aid, which also includes additional funds for Israel. And you also should have, article should have stated there, Israel and Gaza. We're funding both sides of that. You know, money, and I'll get into that, but just my short commentary here on this. Money is fungible. For every dollar that you give me $1,000, okay, you double a week's paycheck for me. You give me $1,000. Whatever I spend that $1,000 on is where I don't have to spend my $1,000. And if you're going to give me $1,000 and make me promise to buy groceries with it, that means I can take that other $1,000 and go buy me a new gun of some sort. You give me 2,000 and I can buy an even better gun or multiple guns. What the hell makes these people think that just because they're telling send this money to Gaza and say it has to be used for food and first aid, afternoon fury, that it's not going that's not freeing up other money for them to be using to buy guns, ammunition, and more make IEDs, and other explosive devices with. So Gaza should not be getting one damn red cent of this money, of American money. But back to this article. While the package itself, which passed on a 311 to 112 vote, faced fierce opposition among some lawmakers, others took offense at the moment when Democrats began passing around Ukrainian flags to wave as the timer on the vote expired. Once again, Democrats. The move was a violation of the House protocol, who presided over the vote and told those waving the flag that the display was inappropriate. The comments elected cheers from Democrats in the chamber was backed up by Representative Anna Paulina Luna, pick one name, Republican of Florida, took to the microphone and told her lawmakers to put those, why don't you spell it out, damned flags away. Luna would take to social media later to echo similar sentiment, arguing it's disgrace to display any flag other than the American flag in the House chamber. That's a good looking woman. I'm not going to, sorry, but the flag waving was blasted by more GOP lawmakers on social media, with Rep. Andy Biggs arguing that members of the House showed they care more about Ukraine than about you. Democrats chanted, Ukraine! Ukraine! While waving Ukrainian flags on the floor of the United States House of Representatives. What a disgusting thing to do. There's that bastard that's probably going to pocket a few percentage points of that 60 billion in his personal account so his wife can go on another shopping spree. Why? And all these Republicans that are now fussing and fuming about this, Why didn't y'all vote against it in either the House and the Senate? Why didn't you stop this from happening? You're sitting there bitching and moaning about it after it's too late to do anything about it, after it's done past. Y'all are disgusting. You truly are. It's too late to do anything about it, and now you want to fuss about it. Now, Fury, don't send them nothing. I'm here to tell you, don't send a damn dime worth of material or money to Gaza. Not one dime. Those people voted for having Hamas. You know, there's a lot of creators out there. They won't say Hamas. They'll say the H group. They're afraid of getting censored. Now, I guess being a small person, a small creator, not having a huge audience, not having a multi-million or multi-100,000 audience, I don't have to be as afraid of losing a stream or two because of I said something politically incorrect and would irritate these guys. I don't have to worry about that because I don't care. I've within usually within a couple hours of finishing a stream, I've already downloaded it and saved it to a thumb drive, to a big thumb drive. Sorry about this racket, people. I've already saved it to a 2 terabyte Western Digital external drive. And no matter what YouTube or anybody else does about it, I've got it saved. I learned my lesson when there's a few streams I lost and cannot get back because I didn't download them, and YouTube deleted them, and I didn't think about downloading them off of Streamlabs, and Streamlabs, I'm not certain what it is now. It used to be that they only kept 50 hours worth of streaming in their library for you, unless you paid for one of their bigger packages, which I don't do. So I lost some of a few streams because I couldn't download them off of YouTube. They were gone off of YouTube and they were never saved to Streamlabs. So now like this morning, I downloaded a couple that I from last week. My Friday Fun stream and one other stream from last week. I downloaded them this morning, freed up some, deleted them off of the Streamlabs things after I verified I downloaded them. And now I've got all the space that they allot me. So if you do any streaming, yeah, that Western Digital thumb drive, external drive, 2 terabyte or even the 4 terabytes, a little bit on the expensive side. But yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, Neil, ripping up. You're right. That's Democrats ripping it up. Well, I need to start re-uploading my streams to Rumble, but I'm not certain how how long they will last on Rumble, or if Rumble deletes streams for issues or not. What's that other one? Kick. I've got an account over there, but I mean, just to save my name, but I haven't done anything with it. I'm thinking about uploading over there too. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this whole mess here uh with Ukraine flags, the House, there should be ethics violations filed against every member of the House for doing that. There really truly should be. All right, so what's next here? What's next on my list? That hasn't gone through yet. The All right, let me try this one more time. Okay, now what the hell? Give me just a second, guys. I gotta pull up my Gmail account real quick to get this to pull up this story I want to. I keep forgetting Fox News has got a pain in the butt for logging in to it to get your. Okay. There. Okay. Now I can share this story that I want to share. My God, what a cluster truck this is sometimes. I apologize for that, guys. So, remember the NPR woman that got all pissed off when Kathleen Maurer got all angry, all upset when when a 25-year employee come out and stated the truth that NPR is more concerned about diversity of skin color, what is or isn't dangling between your legs, or who you want to sleep with, than they are about having actual diversity of thought, which is what actually matters. Now, you can have and I've said this before, you can have 100 white men sitting in a room and have 50 different opinions on any given subject in that room. Skin color, gender, and what's dangling or isn't dangling between your legs or who you want to sleep with does not guarantee what your thoughts are going to be. But the NPR CEO dodges question on if she should prioritize viewpoint diversity in the newsroom. Why wouldn't she want to have a viewpoint diversity? Remember, this is NPR. They get our money. They get our tax dollars. They are not supposed to be a partisan organization. They're supposed to be non-political, non-partisan. But there they are getting our money. Oh, you want a link to this story? All right, let me come over and get it. Now, in order to read this story, you have to log into Fox News. The embattled NPR president and CEO Kathleen Maurer I wonder if she's any relation to Bill. Sidestepped a question on whether or not she should prioritize viewpoint diversity in the newsroom in the wake of the resignation of a veteran reporter who sounded the alarm about the organization liberal groupthink. During a conversation Wednesday at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, Maurer was asked about viewpoint diversity. Topic NPR's senior business editor, Yuri Berliner, tackled last week in his bombshell essay in the Free Press, which resulted in his suspension and exit following reported turmoil that erupted among colleagues. Is that the kind of diversity you should track? That you track or should track internally, or how do you get a handle on whether these things are actually happening or not? Carnegie senior fellow John Bateman, who moderated the Disinformation, Journalism, and Technology event, asked. I think it's reflected in the stories, right? I think it's reflected on what the audience that we serve and how much value they get out of our work. Tracking individual viewpoints. I mean, this is the thing about journalism is that people come from all sorts of backgrounds. They have different lived experiences, but they come to the table to do the work and upload journalistic ethics integrity. And that means reporting stories based on the facts and leaving out the facts that you don't like and not reporting on the stories that you don't like. Anything that makes your side look bad, you don't report on. Or you spin it the best possible way you can to make the other side look bad. As I said, while I never worked as a professional journalist, part of my degree in television and radio broadcasting required basic journalism courses. And the instructor I had, this was back in 1977 and 1978. The classes is 76, 77, and 77, 78. And the instructor I had at that time was in his mid to late 50s. And he had a 30-year career as an instructor before he was, as a journalist, before he started working as an instructor. So he'd been basically doing instruction since the 1940s, working as a working journalist, mid to late 40s, I would imagine. So he'd seen a lot. And his one hatred, and he cut no bones about it. And he would tell you, if you don't like his language when he was talking about this subject, then you need to go ahead and leave the class at that point. Because his hatred for people who were overtly biased in their reporting. He freely admitted that every journalist has a bias. And that personal bias would and could show up in the stories in little ways. By facts omitted or facts that were given more weight than necessary. Like those two articles that I started off with, the videos from Forbes. Some lawmakers, no Democrats, while some lawmakers, it's accurate, is only some of the House members, they were all Democrats because the Democrats started handing out the flags to other Democrats to wave and to chant Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. So you see how that story got, not bashing the Democrats while still bashing or talking about what actually happened. We don't want to say what the Democrats do. We'll just leave it out there open for interpretation that there's possibly Republicans were doing it too. Meanwhile, if that had been Republicans doing it, that would have been Republicans wave Ukrainian flags and lead the chant after the vote. You're pretty close there, Tyler. You're pretty close. It's like I said, every one of those Democrats should have an ethics violation filed against them. Reporting stories based on facts. That means reporting stories matter. That means ensuring we're rigorous with our sourcing. That means ensuring that we are focused on delivering what is accurate and how we know the world today, and then updating again, right? Because the news is constantly changing. We're going to need to constantly follow these stories to make sure we're doing it really well. Doing it really well from your very biased viewpoint. Are we covering the story are we covering the stories from a wide variety of perspectives It is reflective of how well the audience feels served. Do we have a wide enough audience that is representative of our nation? Now, you've lost the conservative audience decades ago. The only reason why I ever listened, I used to listen to NPR when I was doing deliveries, did overnight deliveries. My shift started at 11 o'clock at night and it ended anywhere between 10 and 11 the next morning, depending on how fast I got my deliveries done. Now, this is 27 years ago, and I was paid $100 a night. Didn't matter how long it took me to do the job, as long I got paid to do the job, and it was $100 a day paycheck. Which 20 some odd years ago, that was a pretty good paycheck. A lot of freaking work. But the reason why I listened to NPR was for they had this one, now I can't even remember the name of the show. But it was basically just a bunch of skits about some little town in Michigan on a lake, Lake Wobegon. And it was very entertaining, very entertaining. You're exactly right there, Ty. That's exactly why Rome fell. Oh yeah, Fury. As the timer was running out, Democrats started handing out flags. So, they just didn't happen to have them with them. Each Democrat didn't just happen to have one. One of them walked in with a bunch of them and started handing them out. I'm going to go ahead and post the link to this article. And y'all can finish reading these lies this woman is pushing out. She's saying I don't have any editorial guidance on the newsroom. Oh, really? You're the head of the company. She said, I never had the chance to meet Berliner. I wish that in some ways I'd had that chance so we could have talked about what his concerns were. Why didn't you make the time to meet with him in those 5 days? Oh, that's right. You suspended his ass. You suspended him. So, yeah, don't give me this. You wish you'd had the chance to meet with him. You didn't even meet with him to tell him he was suspended for 5 days. Now, I'm not going to say that old Berliner here is absolutely innocent in this whole thing. I mean, he'd been working there for 25 years. He played along and got along for 25 years before he finally blew the whistle. So he's not exactly you know, a virgin sacrifice to this. Why didn't they say something sooner? Why did he wait until he'd been there for 25 years and could pull down the retirement check before opening his mouth? Or maybe that's what his plan was. Wait until he could pull down his retirement check. Then open up his mouth. But and again, look, Fox News here, they did a little article. They went into looking at this woman's past, her background, her online activity. Hey, Retro, good morning to you, my friend. And boy, why is that so out of focus? Good God. Or is that my screen that's out of focus? No, my StreamYards is, the chat shows up just fine. Oh, let me kick that up. There, that's much better. It was down 240p. That's why it looked like crap. But why is this only going up to 720? Why don't I have a higher quality here? That's interesting. Oh well. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that's what I'm thinking. He had to make certain that he was going to get his retirement check before he started opening his mouth. Okay, but here another article. Share this one. Here we go. Okay, here. I can part of Berliner's resignation letter. I cannot work in a newsroom where I'm disparaged by a new CEO. Okay, remember she's saying she wished she had a chance to talk to him before he resigned, but he's saying that he was disparaged by her. Whose divisive views confirm the very problems at NPR I cited in my free press essay. What he was referring to was a trove of social media posts Miss Maurer, who took over NPR, had written over the years displaying woke ideologies and pro-Democrat activism, which include explicit support for Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden and attacks on President Trump. While her social media activity came long before she joined NPR's, nevertheless appears to be clear violation of NPR staff expectations laid in its ethics handbook, according to a Fox News digital review of its policies. Under its honestly section, NPR states even on purely recreational or cultural sites, even if what we're doing is personal, not identified as coming from someone at NPR, we understand what we say and do still reflect on NPR. So we should do nothing that would undermine our credibility with the public, damage NPR's standing as an impartial they hadn't been an impartial source of news for decades, or otherwise jeopardize NPR's reputation. Your reputation is that of a very liberal outlet, and has been. So, a clause in its conflicts of interest section states in general, we don't do outside work for government or agencies principally funded by a government or for private organizations that are regularly covered by NPR. Notably, Maurer shared a photo of herself participation in a Get Out the Vote effort in Arizona on behalf of Biden in 2020, even wearing a Biden for president hat. All right. Y'all didn't need to hear what just come out of my mouth. Oh, what kind of noodles are you eating there, Fury? I just I'm down to my last two packets of this one brand called Momfuko uh, noodles, and I think that's what they are. MOM. Yeah, here we go. And let me Momofuku, Momofuku, and uh, their noodles are really good. Let me go. If you like a quick cooking ramen style noodle, go ahead and go with those because they are really good. The only ones that my wife can eat of their brand is the um, which one is it? The soy and scallion noodles, because the other ones are a bit too warm for her. But yeah, I like them all. So they are a little bit on the pricier scale. They're not your 25-cent ramens or whatever ramens are. I buy ramens by the case, so I don't know what they cost individually. Mama Mi Goreng. I'm going to have to look those up. If you're saying they're a good noodle. But I like keeping a good dried noodle around for a quick meal. Oh, wow. Okay. Way to go, Fury. And so, anyway, when they hired this woman to head up there at NPR, they knew what they were hiring. They knew they were hiring somebody who was very left wing. Yep, there she is wearing her Biden for president hat. The best part of Arizona Go TV is my Biden grandpa hat. So, yep. They knew that she is not impartial when they hired her. It'd be like hiring me and wanting me to, expect me to be impartial against Joe Biden, be impartial to him. I couldn't do it because I don't think he's fit to be in office. NPR boss once called the First Amendment a challenge and a reverence to the truth a distraction. Who is that? Yeah. And here at the Atlantic Council's 360 Open Summit in June of 2021, Maurer, then CEO Wiki, which oversees
more than 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers.
Discussed efforts to push back against disinformation and the challenge of the First Amendment. The number one challenge here we seek, of course, is the First Amendment of the United States, is a robust protection of rights. And that protection of rights for both platforms, which I actually think is important. The platforms have those rights to be able to regulate for itself for what kind of content they want on their sites. And, I've talked about this before. We've discussed this. A private site has the right to do what they want to do if they want, to not have 230 protection. If they want to curate what is and is not on their sites, as long as whatever's being posted is not illegal, then that's fine. If they want the 230 protection, the only thing they're allowed to curtail is what is legal or illegal. You can't advocate for riots. Go burn their houses down. We're not here, we're over there because we need our weaves. Remember that? As long as you're not advocating for violence or other actions which are illegal, then what you should be able to say, what you should want to say on a site should be perfectly legal and that not a violation of the terms. But what it comes down to is all these sites, well, you can't say that because you might offend somebody. As much as I hate these people, hate these ideas that a bunch of these people have towards those people from Israel who practice the Jewish faith, as much as because you can be from Israel, you can be a Jew and not be of the Jewish faith. You can have no faith, you can be a Christian, you can be a Muslim and still be a Jew, still be an Israeli. It's there. But here in the United States, you've got the right to say ugly things about Jewish people or people who practice the Jewish religion, as long as you're not advocating for violence. And if what you want to say isn't necessarily the truth, I there was somebody earlier this week, or well, last week now, had made a comment about Chuck Schumer being in Heidi Fleiss's little book. And if you don't remember who Heidi Fleiss was, she was the Hollywood hooker, the Hollywood Madame. And there was somebody, hey, remember Chuck Schumer was one of Heidi Fleiss's customers. I was like, man, I don't remember that. So I went on the internet and started doing some research. And no, Chuck Schumer was not in Heidi Fleiss's little book. So I had to go in there and say, hey, you're making me do something I don't like. You're making me defend Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer, from everything I've been able to find, was not a customer of Heidi Fleiss. And a couple of people got mad at me for popping their bubble. But other people said, thank you for doing the research. Fury, I get accused of being offensive. And I try not to use offensive language. And unfortunately, sometimes, the occasional uh, cuss word escapes. I try not to ever drop the really bad ones like F bombs. There's a few I try never to use. The occasional, lesser cuss words, hell and damn, do slide through on occasion. And if those words offend you, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you are offended by those words. I'm, uh, unfortunately or fortunately, those words are now part of the common vernacular to the point that they're used on television all the time. You know, so but if what I say offends you because I'm stating facts that you don't like, or I'm stating an opinion that you don't like, then I don't have any apologies for you. The only thing I've got for you is prove me wrong. Show me where I'm wrong in what I'm saying. It's happened in the past, and I'm sure it will happen in the future. And I will acknowledge it when I'm wrong. But that is what happens sometimes. You know, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We don't do enough research on a subject. That's if I've got an issue, is sometimes I don't do enough research. But I try to be smart enough on whatever it is I'm talking about that I'm not going to make too many bad mistakes. And anyway, I'm tired of talking about this woman. What's the next thing I got going up here? Da 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 da. Ah, okay. Thursday. This Thursday, Supreme Court. Oh, the Trump trial to end early because one of the jurors has a dentist appointment. Get rid of that now. Supreme Court prepares to debate Trump immunity claim in election interference case. Former President Donald Trump has offered a sweeping argument of why he should not face trial for alleged election interference. The High Court will hold arguments Thursday morning, what could determine the former president's personal political future. As presumptive GOP nominee to retake the White House, Trump is betting on that his constitutional assertions will lead to a legal reprieve from the court's 6-3 convert. It's not 6-3, it's 5-4. The official question is whether and if so, to what extent does the former president enjoy presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for conduct alleged to involve official acts during his tenure in office? What is so strange here is everything they claim Trump did, most of it he didn't do. He didn't tell people to go rush the Capitol. He told them to go home. But anyway, so Thursday's going to be an interesting day. And because of the importance of this case, it's going to be a fairly quick resolution. It's not going to be months on end until we get this decision. In fact, I would not be surprised if everybody hasn't already made up their minds. And what's going to be happening Thursday is just a show trial. That all the judges have already made up their minds. They've already got all their statements, opinions written out. And they're just waiting for the show trial to happen to see if anybody says anything that may change their minds, and then rubber stamp their opinions and send them up. So, hey Wiley, how you doing today? Oh, that doesn't surprise me one bit. That does not surprise me one bit. It also wouldn't surprise me to find out that Biden had a bunch of stuff sitting there just waiting to be delivered, just sitting offshore. So that as soon as the votes got taken, he could drop them off. Congratulations, Wiley. Congratulations. All right. My father was a alcoholic, and I remember he took a vacation from the family while he got sober, and I remember the change in him afterwards. Congratulations. I fully sympathize, and from living with it, I've got that sort of an understanding of what you're going through. And you've got my support in surviving this and making it through. It's that old saying, from AA, one day at a time. So you've got support. Oh yeah. Uh you're absolutely right about where the money went, and it's not just Biden, but the Democrats. All right, let's see. I don't care about her anymore. Don't care about her that article anymore. I'm trying to close up tabs that I don't need to have open. So anyway, oh, I did not see this article earlier. Let me open this one. This, Die MAGA Die. Dem congressional candidate in hot water for post after Ukraine vote. A New York Democrat
Okay, things are really picking up.
congressional candidate celebrated the House passing a 60 billion. Steve Oslava, Ukraine, New York congressional candidate Nate McMurray posted, "Die MAGA die, you lose." Murray's tweet followed the U.S. House passing. Da da da. Okay. He looks like he's dirty. He just looks. I mean, he just looks dirty. Nate McMurray. He just looks like a scum puppy. McMurray is running to represent New York's 26th congressional district, which includes Erie and Niagara counties. Today I voted no. These bills do. Okay, that's so. Where's it? What kind of hot water is he in for saying this stuff? McMurray come under file for social media comment, including those who say it appears he's hoping for the death of MAGA movement voters. Others say they reported McMurray to X for inciting violence. Oh, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen to him. Dear MAGA, send your regards to MAGA Mike, not me. He loves freedom in Ukraine too. You see, not even your leaders really like your sick, twisted, anti-freedom, anti-American MAGA movement. It should, let me see what word I should use, expire, fade, or maybe something stronger that starts with the D, disintegrate. Uh, let's see here. Currently facing a lawsuit from a Democratic competitor in the House race who asked the state court last week to remove McMurray's name from the primary ballot. For what reason? The suit claims that more than 1,000 signatures collected were invalid, constituting fraud. Ooh! A Democrat accusing another Democrat of electoral fraud? No, it can't be. Okay, no, we don't need that. Oh, that's that picture of the Democrats waving. Okay. Here's the last thing I want to bring up here. Uh, Columbia University. Columbia University students can only attend classes virtually today or starting today as school officials hope to de-escalate tensions on the New York campus after pro-Palestinian demonstrators led to mass arrests last week. In a statement on Monday, Columbia President Nemat Menuch Shafik said the university was canceling in-person classes on Monday while denouncing the anti-Semitic language, intimidating and harassing behavior she said occurred on campus recently. Tensions have been exploited and amplified by individuals who are not affiliated with Columbia, have come to the campus to pursue their own agendas. More than 100 pro-Palestinian protesters were arrested on Thursday on the campus after Shafik authorized the New York police to clear an encampment set up by students demonstrating against Israel's actions in Gaza. Oh, we are not the enemy. Did you vote for Hamas? Then you are the enemy. Eli Buechler, an Orthodox rabbi at Columbia University and its affiliate Bernard College, told students on an online message that the campus and state police cannot guarantee the safety of Jewish students. It deeply pains me to say that I would strongly recommend you return home as soon as possible, remain home until the reality in and around campus has dramatically improved. He said, and WhatsApp message sent to hundreds before the start of Passover over the weekend. Imagine this. Imagine this had been a series of protests against black students, that these threats were taken against black students. What kind of reaction would there be? Would there be people out there defending the rioters and these protesters? Imagine all these protests happening against in the country here in support of Gaza against Jews and Israel if these protests were happening against black people. It wouldn't be done. It would not, these protests would not be getting the media support that these are. Now, this startling young lady Isra Hersey is a Bernard College junior and the daughter of Ilhan Omar. She was arrested after participating in pro-Palestinian protests on Colombia's capital this week. And her mother was quite proud of her for that. If that is not the face of an entitled person, somebody who's used to being given her own way, if somebody looking like that ever came before me looking for a job and they look just like that, there's no way that face says I'm nothing but trouble. I don't think she's old enough to be part of that. But she may be. She may be. Many of the more than 100 Columbia University and Bernard College students who were arrested after refusing to leave a pro-Palestinian encampment woke up in a chilly new reality. Columbia said their IDs would soon stop working and they would not be able to finish the semester. They should have already stopped working. The students who were arrested were released with summonses. All 100 and so students involved in protests have been informed they were suspended with a couple of weeks left in the semester. Some of those students mean they must vacate student housing. Several of the students said in interviews they were determined to keep protesting. They sang their way to the police headquarters. Oh my. The protests, arrests, and subsequent disciplinary actions day after congressional hearings this week's Columbia at the hearing about anti-Semitism on campus. I was just going to bring that up. She's letting this crap go on and on and on until she got called before Congress to answer to them. And her congressional hearing, I don't have the whole thing, unfortunately, because the whole thing hasn't been posted up yet. Well, hadn't been posted up as of last night. I didn't have time this morning to look. But what little bit's been posted, she is another crappy president. Totally wrong person to be president of a university. Totally the wrong person. But she is. If I can find all the entire hearings tonight, I'll do. Oh, when I'll do that on Wednesday's show. Because if I remember correctly, let me double verify myself here. Yeah, I will be gone all day tomorrow. I am having another deal on my throat. So I will be unable to talk tomorrow afternoon. Oh, no, I won't be able to do it either Thursday either. Because there won't be a show Thursday either. Son of a gun. So I will suffer through a Wednesday show, but no show on tomorrow or Thursday. Because I will be totally unable to do any talking either day. Stop sharing this now. Twerking for Gaza TikTok craze. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Fury. Interesting. I hope you guys are. Well, thank you, Wiley. It's being done in the office. So I mean, I don't even have to go to the hospital for it. They're doing it in the doctor's office. So my wife just has to come take the day off work to give me a ride home and then be with me for a few hours afterwards. But that's the same thing she had to do when the last time they did that nasty old colonoscopy. God, I hated that thing. The after effects of that. The week before, and then the after effects of it. But anyway. So let's see here. Of course, the we're getting more and more into silly season, the electoral season. The GOP are accusing, quite rightly so, different governmental organizations of getting involved in the election to various degrees, pushing for Biden to be reelected, like the Small Business Administration. And I'm working up a story on that on government agencies and how they're the left. And this is my biggest problem with these governmental agencies. And the fact that we have so many of them and they're so, the people that work for them are so, uh, how to put it, they put their own spin on everything they do in such a way that regardless of who is at the top of the agency, it's like what the military, which I'll neither confirm nor deny the existence of the E4 mafia. You've got the generals up there saying what they want done. You got the colonels standing up there saying what they want done. You got the majors standing there saying what they want done. And then finally, you got the E9 standing up there saying what they need to get done. But what it boils down to is what is the E4 mafia thinking that needs to be done? Because what the E4, which I'll neither confirm nor deny the existence of, but the E4 mafia may or may not decide to get things done in the way that the chief, the major, the colonel, and the general wanted things done. And that's the way a lot of these people in these government agencies or in the schools. How many school teachers have we seen videos on that sit there and say, well, yeah, we're not allowed to have our gay pride flag in the rooms anymore, so I wear them on my earrings. Or I wear it in my clothes. My clothes that I wear are the reflective of the rainbow. So, they think they're untouchable, which is a sad way for them to be. Yeah, Wiley, you're right about threatening them with the day off if you want to get things done sometimes. Or, hey, when this is done, y'all can go home for the day, especially if it's on a Friday. Oh, yeah. The tenure, like anything else, is good and bad. Um, right now, the only thing saving a conservative instructor saving their job is the fact that they've got tenure, then I think it's a good thing. Unfortunately, that's not the way it always is. So, but then that's the issue we need to get into on another time. Because there's plenty of examples going both ways. I was reading an article last week or the week before about a teacher. She's up for a professor. She's up for her tenure. And she's already saying that she can't wait until she gets her tenure so she can start doing things that she's wanted to do for years. That the only thing that's stopping her is the fact that she doesn't have her tenure yet. So, Wiley, I'm not even going to get started on angry cops. I'm not even going to get started on. There's No, I'm not even going to get started on that right now. In fact, ladies and gents, thanks for coming out. Like I just said, I can't do anything tomorrow because I am otherwise occupied in spending a couple $100 on doctors tomorrow and Thursday. So I will be back on Wednesday and then for Friday's Friday fun stream. All right. So everybody have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. Behave or have as much fun getting out of the trouble as you did getting into it. And be with the ones you love and love the ones that you're with.